Okay, Lawson and Gray, project management, page 375. Project management is at a glance a misleading discipline, in that there is an interest logic to the process. There is an interest logic to the process. There are many factors. There are many factors that go into being a good project management. Sometimes the skills are learned over time. Also, they are learned with experience. Question two: discuss leadership strategies that you think is an essential in a high functioning project management initiative. One, innovate and maintain stability. Project managers have to innovate and use new skills like technology skills or create skills themselves that will help their projects to finish. See the big picture while getting while getting your hands dirty. You have to look over the big picture. And so some projects you may have coworkers that don't get along with each other. You have to learn that you can't get rid of every coworker because you're gonna need these skills. So you have to learn over the big picture and look beyond what's going on today. Encourage individuals but stress the team. You must always encourage individual skill because it only helps the project in the end. But you must stress to them that it's about the team. The team is the most important thing. Because what happens is that if people become too individuality, they're like, well, I've done my job. Why is not they're not doing their job? Maybe the other team member is kind of slow and need help. Thirdly, be hands off but hands on. It's good to let individuals in the team do their own thing, but it also must result in something good for the team. You don't want to micromanage people. I had many issues with certain project managers that they want to control everything. They did not want you to think unless you ask them to think. It really kind of pissed me off because I think what it does is not being micromanaging a person makes them not think freely. You may have a great idea for the team that you may not think about. Be adaptable, be flexible, but firm. A project manager has to be flexible to the situation that happens, but they also got to remember the deadline they have to finish. So you have to understand that sometimes certain coworkers or certain members of the project team may not work at the same speed, and if they need extra help, you have to be willing to find your best coworker who's had good speed and send them to help them. But you also got to be flexible. You also have to be understanding. And lastly, manage the team versus organization loyalty. You have to teach the team they have to be loyal to themselves, but you also must still be loyal to the organization goals. So you have to teach the team that they have to be loyal to the projects and not think as an individual, but think as a us situation or we or as a group situation. Lawson and Gray, project manager, page 376. Quote, there is one management style. There is no one management style or formula for being an effective project manager. Unquote. Page 376. Project managers will learn that your style will change depending on people working with you. One style will work on one project when I work on another project. Your goal is to take all the accumulative experiences and pick what section will work for that situation. As events change in your project, you might run into bad weather. You might run into employees that are uncooperative, employees that don't get along with each other. You have to also realize that there's no one style. You have to fit the style that works in the situation you are in. Also, you also have to be an effective communicator. Learn how to communicate better with people. Some people think they talk too much, but you find out more information is better than less information. If you leave a team member want to ask a question, but they are afraid to ask a question, then in an event, in the end, that's going to hurt the project. So all those always stress open communication. System thinking. It's good to have everybody think the same, but you want them to think individually. So always remember, in order for your project, your success of your project is the main goal. So you have to realize whatever situation or event that works to get the project done at an appropriate time and under budget is always good for the project. And lastly, I would say a good project manager is trying to anticipate issues before they happen. Because in the long run, it helps you and anybody else that's working on a team. You always want the team to have a positive experience. That way, you may be able to use that same team members again. So you don't want the experience to be negative. There's always going to be a situation that comes you can't control, but you should always try to do the best you can and lead with integrity, and be proud of the work that you do for the team. Lawson and Gray, page 377. Effective your time management. Effective time management. Time is a manager's greatest resource. Page 377. Time is always your greatest resource, which could be a negative and a positive. You want to make sure you have enough time to finish a project, and in case something goes wrong, you have enough time to accommodate for that time that's lost.